And now for our first example, we want to find the tangent line and normal line of the given equation, which is the square root of x squared plus 3. So first, we're going to plug in x to find the y in the equation. So we substitute the x with -1, which will be -1 squared, which is 1, plus 3, which is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So our interval will be -1, 2. And then we find the derivative of the top. So the square root can be substituted to the 1/2 power, which means the same thing. And then after that, we would find the derivative. So we multiply by the power, so it'll be 1/2, and then -1, which would be -1/2. And then it's a chain rule, so derivative of the inside, which would be 2x, and then derivative of 3 is it's 1, so we don't have. It's sorry, derivative of 3 is 0, so we don't have to write it, because 2x plus 0 is 2x. And then after that, we have to put the x plus 3 to the -1/2 on the bottom, because it's a square root on the bottom, and then the 2 and the 2 will cancel out, which will make us an x only on the top. After that, we would have to substitute with our intervals, so all the x's get replaced with -1, and if there were y's, it would be replaced with 2. And then after that, simplify. -1 squared plus 3, which would be -1 over the root of square root of 4, which will be -1 over 2. And then the tangent line would be just the original formula right here. So this will be the slope of it, and this will be the x, and this will be the y. So y minus 2 equals -1/2 x plus 1. And then for our normal line, it will be the negative reciprocal and the exact same thing. So -1 over 2 would be 2. Now for example number 2. Are you ready? Here we go. Write the equation of the tangent and normal line to the graph of the function y equals x root x minus 1. So this is a product rule. First we plug in x to find the y. And when we plug x to find the y would be 2. So the interval will be 2, 2. And then we have to find the derivative. So it will be x times the derivative of root x minus 1 plus root x minus 1, which can be written as x minus 1 to the 1/2 times 1, which is derivative of x. And we simplify. This will be on the bottom, since it's the power of -1/2, and it'll be a root. And then x will be on the top. On the other side, x minus 1/2 can also be written as root x minus 1. Multiplied by 1 doesn't make any change, so we don't have to include it. And then after that, we multiply by 2 root x minus 1, so we have a common denominator. Then we get our common denominator, and then we FOIL the 2. So 2x minus 1, and then plus x, which make it 3x. Sorry, 2x minus 2 plus x will make it 3x minus 2, and the bottom is the same. Now we substitute, and then we would get y prime of 2 equals 4 over 2, which equals 2. The tangent line is, again, the same. The slope, so it will be 2, and then the points are 2, so it will be y minus 2 equals 2, x minus 2. For the normal line, since it will be negative reciprocal, it will be -1/2. Now, the relationship between tangent and normal line, they are perpendicular. So that is why it is the negative reciprocal when we come to find their slopes. They are perpendicular to each other. For our right-sided, we had a lot of help from Pinterest and Miss Weber's website. Miss Weber is a teacher at Battlefield High School. And we also had some help from some local websites. The end. You are one step closer to mastering calculus. Thank you.